On today's Days of Our Lives, Gabby tells JJ that she plans on starting the new year on a high note, by telling EJ off. JJ says he's glad to start the new year with her. Philip hands Belle a glass of champagne and asks how she's doing. It's tough not to think about Sean, she admits, since it's the first she's been single on New Year's Eve in a long time. Days Stephanie stands in between Philip and Alex at the New Year's Eve party, smiling at Philip. Alex asks Stephanie where her date is, since it's almost midnight, and they spot him with Belle. Neither know where Joy is, though. Philip then comes over and kisses Stephanie, glaring at Alex the whole time. As the couple laughs together, Alex mutters to himself, wondering where Joy is. He gets impatient and goes over to Philip and Stephanie, where his cousin needles him about where Joy is. The countdown begins and Jada walks over to kiss fake Rafe at midnight, leaving a disgusted EJ to walk off. He throws back a glass of champagne with a growl, but cheers up when Belle comes over to wish him a happy new year. He offers a respectful, friendly kiss and she tells him sure, on the cheek. She refills her glass and saunters away, at which point EJ growls some more and goes over to interrupt Jada and Arnold. He asks Rafe to help bring out more food, leaving a confused Jada behind. Daisy J stands beside Belle at the DiMera New Year's Eve party, watching her pour a glass of champagne with a slight smile. Upstairs, Johnny demands to know why Joy is there, then they start bickering about how much stress they're under. If Chanel knew about what happened between you and me. Chanel walks in just then and demands they spill it. Johnny tries cheerfully avoiding the question, but Chanel's ticked and wants answers. Joy makes up another lame excuse, but Chanel's done buying their crap. Johnny asks Joy to leave so he can speak with his wife alone. He lays out what happened and why to an increasingly incredulous and upset Chanel, culminating in how he made the biggest mistake of my life. They went back to Joy's room, talked and drank some more, then ended up half naked in bed kissing. But that's as far as it went. He couldn't go through with it. He says he just thought the marriage was over and wanted to drown the pain. Chanel disgustedly tells him she believes him, then slaps him across the face. Dazed Johnny grimaces after taking a shot while Joy stands behind him looking annoyed in her room. Whether he went all the way, he still cheated. He says she's right, but promises nothing more ever happened between them. All this time, I was working side by side with the woman you almost slept with. He apologizes again, but as Chanel goes off and starts putting the pieces together, she realizes that Alex was covering for Joy and was in on it. Johnny explains what happened and Chanel yells at him for throwing Alex under the bus and lying to her 4 months. He was terrified of losing her, he knows he messed up, but he'll do anything to make it up to her. But when he asks if there's a way they can move past it, Chanel tells him flat out, no. Downstairs, Joy rushes down, throws back a drink in front of a surprised Alex. Philip cheerfully throws out a question about Chloe and Joy snaps back at him and runs off. She grabs another drink, but when Alex asks what happened, she just asks that he take him home first. Dazed JJ and Gabby and Philip and Stephanie all stand across from each other at the DiMera New Year's Eve party. Philip notes that Joy and Chloe may not always get along, but they are protective of each other. JJ and Gabby come over to wish a happy new year, where Gabby trades some barbs about Philip worming his way back into Titan. JJ suggests they grab their stuff and go, which sounds great to Gabby. Stephanie and Philip then call it a night, too. Belle and Jada toast to Belle taking over and making an excellent day, though Belle acknowledges that she hasn't had a chance to tell EJ yet. He is going to be livid. They start dancing together, then realize no one else is around. And they don't want to be either. Out in the hall, EJ smacks Arnold's hand away from the food and yells at him for kissing Jada. He then yells that he won't go a step farther. There is no way he's sleeping with Jada, there's no consent and he realizes how wrong it was to do that to Sammy last time around. He threatens Arnold some more, just as Gabby and JJ start leaving. Gabby demands to know what's happening and Robo-Rafe promises that he can handle EJ. Daisy J holds up a finger as he watches Arnold eat at the DiMera New Year's Eve party. Belle and Jada come out, then, but when Jada asks if Robo-Rafe wants to go home, EJ hurriedly tells Jada she can't go home with Rafe. Jada demands to know why, and EJ says Steve just assigned Rafe a big case for Black Patch and he has to leave tonight. Arnold admits that he does, but he'll be back before the wedding. She tells him to be careful, but before they can kiss, EJ has a coughing fit and Arnold hugs Jada instead. Back home, Philip asks Stephanie why she's acting so weird. Is this about Alex? She's been acting off ever since she found out he and Joy were going to the party together, like you still have a thing for him. Maybe he's right, she admits. But she wants to be over him. She lays out how things ended poorly both times they tried. They just aren't right for each other, connection or not. Back at Joy's room, Alex is stunned to realize Chanel finally knows the truth. He's glad it's all out and notes that she'll likely be ticked at both of them since he kept the secret. Joy's sorry this is going to cost her Chanel's friendship. Plus, she could lose her job and would have to go back to New York and prove her mother right. Dazed, Joy and Alex share a passionate New Year's kiss in the bedroom as he unbuttons his shirt. Alex reassures her that she didn't do anything wrong and that he, at least, won't hate her. He then starts singing her praises and they kiss. JJ and Gabby raid the fridge back home and break out a pizza. JJ then notes how weird the party was. Sure, Gabby agrees, but what did they expect from a DiMera party? The important thing is EJ was having a worse time than them. And she got a kiss at midnight. He says the kiss doesn't have to mean more than a New Year's kiss at midnight, but what if I want it to mean more? She asks. In the show's final moments, JJ asks if Gabby wants more than friendship. She's willing to explore the possibility, she admits. She feels their old spark, and so, JJ confirms, does he? So she asks him to spend the night and they head up to her room. Alone with Belle and EJ, Jada says she's got to head out and he snaps something about bringing the unfortunate son of a bitch replacing him up to speed. That's when Belle steps in and says she's been trying to tell him that it's her. Stephanie and Philip commiserate on how hard letting go can be and agree to help each other. Philip asks for another kiss and they lean in together to share one. They then head to the bedroom. Dazed, Stephanie and Philip kiss on New Year's Eve. Alex stops the kiss with Joy and apologizes for taking advantage of her in a vulnerable place. She says to hell with that and they get back at it, this time undressing as they lock lips and heading towards the bed. Chanel tries to leave, but Johnny stops her and begs for another chance. No, she says, the only hope they would have had would be if he'd told her what happened from the beginning. My heart is completely broken. She tries to leave again and he steps back in front of her, begging her to stay. Get out of my way, Johnny. He finally does and she storms out. On today's days of our lives. As the clock ticks closer to midnight on New Year's Eve, Salem's residents find themselves embroiled in emotional turmoil, surprising revelations, and simmering tensions. From romantic entanglements to confessions that threaten relationships, the drama of the DiMera New Year's Eve party promises to set the stage for an explosive start to the year. Gabby's determination. Gabby Hernandez meets JJ Devereaux at the party and shares her bold plan for the new year. I'm going to start this year by telling EJ off, she announces with her trademark confidence. JJ's eyes gleam with admiration as he toasts to the fiery woman beside him. I'm just glad to start the new year with you, he says, his tone warm and sincere. Gabby's smirk softens into a smile, a rare moment of vulnerability breaking through her tough exterior. Philip and Belle's bond. Across the room, Philip Kiriaki's hands Belle Brady a glass of champagne. How are you holding up? He asks, his voice gentle. Belle admits it's tough. It's the first New Year's Eve I've been single in a long time, she confides, her voice tinged with melancholy. Philip nods sympathetically, their shared history lending the moment a sense of intimacy. You're stronger than you think, he reassures her, raising his glass in a quiet toast. Stephanie caught in the middle. Stephanie Johnson finds herself caught between Philip and Alex Kyriakis at the party. As the two men exchange competitive glances, Stephanie's polite smile falters. Alex breaks the silence. Where's your date? It's almost midnight, he teases, his tone light but edged with frustration. Stephanie looks over to see her date, Philip, engrossed in conversation with Belle. Philip soon rejoins her and, with a mischievous grin, plants a kiss on Stephanie's cheek, making sure Alex sees. Alex mutters under his breath, his patience wearing thin. EJ's frustrations. EJ DiMera stands by the champagne table, his jaw clenched as he watches Jada Hunter cozy up to Arnold, the fake Rafe. Disgusted, EJ downs his drink in one swig. Belle approaches to wish him a happy new year, offering a friendly kiss on the cheek. EJ's irritation momentarily fades as he watches her walk away, but his mood darkens again when he sees Jada and Arnold laughing together. Unable to contain himself, EJ interrupts them, dragging Arnold away under the pretense of needing help with the catering. Jada's confusion lingers as she watches them leave. Johnny and Joy's secret. Upstairs, Johnny DiMera confronts Joy Wesley. Why are you here? He demands, his frustration evident. The two quickly begin bickering about their shared secret. If Chanel knew what happened between you and me. Joy hisses. Their heated exchange is cut short when Chanel Dupree walks in, her eyes narrowing as she takes in their guilty expressions. What's going on here? She demands. Johnny stumbles through a cheerful deflection, but Chanel's patience is gone. Start talking, she snaps. Joy tries to deflect, but Chanel's relentless questioning forces Johnny to confess. He admits that he and Joy shared a drunken moment of weakness, though he insists nothing physical happened beyond a kiss. Chanel's face twists with hurt and anger. Whether you went all the way or not, you still cheated, she says, slapping him. As she storms out, Joy's guilt grows, and Johnny's pleas for forgiveness fall on deaf ears. Downstairs drama. As Joy flees the confrontation, she stumbles into Alex, who immediately senses her distress. Despite her attempts to brush him off, Alex insists on taking her home. Meanwhile, Philip cheerfully chats with Gabby and JJ, trading barbs about business and past rivalries. Gabby, unimpressed, decides it's time to leave. JJ agrees, eager to escape the tense atmosphere. Belle's surprise announcement. As the party winds down, Belle and Jada share a toast. Belle reveals that she'll be taking over as district attorney. EJ's going to be livid when he finds out, she laughs. Jada's eyes widen as she congratulates her friend. Nearby, EJ overhears and his face darkens. You? He snarls, his voice dripping with disbelief. Belle stands her ground, her confidence unwavering. Yes, EJ. Me. Romantic entanglements. Back at Joy's room, Alex tries to comfort her, but their shared vulnerability leads to a passionate kiss. Meanwhile, Philip and Stephanie share a tender moment, reflecting on their past relationships and agreeing to help each other move forward. Their conversation ends with a kiss that promises a fresh start. New beginnings. JJ and Gabby return home, their playful banter giving way to a deeper conversation. As they share a late-night pizza, JJ asks if Gabby wants their midnight kiss to mean something more. Gabby's hesitation melts away as she admits she feels their old spark. They decide to explore their feelings, sealing the moment with another kiss. Heartbreak and resolve. Back at the DiMera mansion, Chanel's heartbreak reaches a boiling point. Johnny's desperate apologies fall flat as she declares their marriage over. "My heart is completely broken," she says, her voice heavy with finality. She storms out, leaving Johnny to grapple with the consequences of his actions.